what a lot of coaches get wrong when it comes to social media. If you are worried that you might be using social media wrong, and again, if you're struggling to get clients, you probably are, you're in luck, because in this video, I'm gonna break it all the way down, starting right now. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online certified life coach and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things. Yes, very excited about my coaching certification. I actually have a coaching certification program, which I'll talk more about later on in this video. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about what a lot of coaches get wrong when it comes to social media, because so many coaches right now are frustrated, especially with these algorithms, right? Everybody feels like Instagram is not playing fair. Now I'm hearing complaints around TikTok, YouTube. Why aren't my videos being, shown and promoted? And it just seems like a lot of hysteria around social media. And what are we gonna do in this day and age, especially with so many people becoming coaches and so many people becoming entrepreneurs in general and marketing themselves online? What do you gotta do in order to use social media in order to get some clients? So of course I have thoughts, right? This wouldn't be my channel unless I had thoughts, right? But mainly I see that a lot of coaches are using social media the wrong way. And so I've been thinking about this a lot because of my coaching certification program and my flagship program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp, which we use to help coaches create their own successful coaching business. I think a lot about my own story and what is it that I did and that I have done that has been so timeless and has allowed me to maintain my standing online and my ability to attract clients. Basically, what am I doing that's different when it comes to social media? And I realized that there is something that I have been doing since the very beginning that I find that a lot of people are not using social media for. So if you are worried that you might be using social media wrong, and again, if you're struggling to get clients, you probably are, you're in luck, because in this video, I'm gonna break it all the way down, starting right now. All right, so I'm just gonna tell you up front what the issue is and what a lot of people get wrong when they are using social media to try to grow their coaching business. A lot of coaches make the mistake of believing that social media is about attracting clients, right? They say to themselves, the purpose of social media is to attract clients. And that is incorrect. As a coach, but really as any entrepreneur, but especially an entrepreneur that's in a crowded industry, the goal of social media is actually not to attract clients. The goal of social media is to position yourself as a thought leader. I said it. We can pack it up. I'll head out. That's the end of the video. No. But truly, I know this seems like subtle and like I'm splitting hairs, but it is so significant because it changes how you show up online. So again, when you are a coach or any type of entrepreneur that is trying to use social media to attract clients, especially an entrepreneur in a crowded arena, understand that the goal of social media is not to attract clients, but rather the goal of social media is to position yourself as a thought leader. And this is key because when you are creating social media content and you are creating it from the standpoint of, oh man, I want to attract clients, I want to attract clients, what you subconsciously or even consciously will do is you will say, all right, what is the content that I need to create in order to attract clients, right? What do people want to hear? What can I say that'll make them sign up for something or that'll make them buy whatever it is that I have to offer? And what you don't realize is when you are in that frame of mind and you are creating content from that place, one, it shows up on you. Like even if you're perfectly polished in your delivery, again, the fact that the content was not really something that you wanted to talk about, it's something more like that you think you need to talk about. It's like a means to an end. People can kind of sense that, but even worse, you by definition are showing up on your own social media platforms from a place of almost kind of like inferiority, right? Not from a place of authority, but from a place of inferiority and subordination, essentially saying, I am not the authority here. I am not the one who has something to offer. I am the one who is seeking. I am the one who is seeking validation. I am seeking people to say, yes, this is good. Yes, this is what I want to hear. Yes, I will give you money. Like even body language, right? Thought leader, out, open, talk, right? I have something to say. I need to attract clients. This kind of like, please, please, please. Your positioning is all off, right? And I say positioning from like a theoretical standpoint, right? Not literally, even though in your videos, you might find yourself kind of like grimacing and wincing because you're like, oh my goodness, I hope people like this. I hope they'll buy. But even from a psychological standpoint and your ability to communicate information, you do not have a commanding presence when you are communicating from a place of, I hope people like this. Like, again, seeking validation. When you are creating content, again, to position yourself as a thought leader, it's not that you don't want clients, it's that you know clients are an incidental result of you having something thought-provoking to say, right? Being a thought leader means having leading thoughts, right? And so if you are saying something and saying it in a way that other people aren't saying, if you are saying something new and groundbreaking, and you have a strength in that, right? Even how you show up, you're rooted, right? It's 2 feet down, you're looking at the camera and you're like, it's not about whether you want to hear this per se. I know ultimately you want this outcome. And as a thought leader, I recognize that part of the reason why you are not achieving the results that you want to achieve is because you lack this particular insight, which I'm getting ready to communicate with you right now in this video, right? When you have that type of posture and position, it's almost a lean in, it's an authority, it's a commanding style, and it signals to people, it signals to your clients, this person knows what they're talking about. This person might have exactly what I'm looking for. And so, I mean, I could talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I have plenty of programs. My program, The Package, my certification program, we go over this. I even have a video about what most people will not teach you about sales, which covers this in depth. But so many people think it's just about like tactics, right? Like just teach me what to say on the video, or just like, what do I put on my landing page, or should I start a Facebook group or not? Or what do I say in my emails? If that were all it took, everybody would be super successful and everybody would have a line of clients. A lot of this has to do with you, and it has to do with how you're showing up in the energy, right? I have another video all about the energy of a 7-figure coach. So many people are not showing up with that type of energy, and you immediately negate that energy when you are creating content from a standpoint of, oh my goodness, I'm only creating this because I want them to buy and I really hope they like this. No, that's not shoulders back, chest out, I have something to share with the world energy, right? So the goal of social media is actually not to attract clients. The goal of social media is to position yourself as a thought leader, because when you are a thought leader, you are more visible, people pay attention, heads turn. It's a sea of voices of people saying a bunch of crazy things. But when you have something to say that strikes that chord and people are like, ooh, the truth has a certain ring to it, right? I know what she's saying is speaking to me. When they hear you, right? They hear you out of the crowd, they will turn to you and they're like, where have you been all my life? Because this is what I have been waiting for. The goal of social media is to do that. And once you do that successfully, as a result, you will attract clients, right? As a result, you will have people who are like, dude, how can I pay you, right? Like, what do you have to offer? Do you have a program that I can join? Is there something that I can buy? Like, people will literally say that to you, right? I get DMs all the time for people who are like, I want to give you money. Like, where can I be a part of whatever it is that you have going on? I love your content so much. Everything you're saying is speaking exactly to me. Like, how can I be down, right? Like Brandy, how can I be down? How can I, get involved in what you have going on? And again, it's because I understand this concept, and I'm not creating social media because I'm like, oh, I really hope I attract clients. No, I'm creating content because I have something to say that I'm passionate about, and I have something to say that I know, right? I'm not telling you, what I heard. I'm telling you what I have experienced, what I have lived through, what I have walked my clients through. And so when you communicate from that standpoint, it's just completely a game changer. Now, I know the next question is, well, how do I be a thought leader? How do I create content that positions me as a thought leader? One, you already know what I'm going to say. A lot of this has to do with being prolific, right? And people do not want to hear this because they are like, oh my goodness, it feels like a lot of work. It does not have to be a lot of work. I have so many videos on this channel around how I batch content, about how I come up with content ideas. And so I definitely invite you to check those videos out. But more importantly, even than creating a lot of content, because you'll want to have this in place before you run off and start creating a lot of content, is you want to have your own framework, philosophy. In fact, I call this, you want to have your own iconic insight, okay? There's got to be a particular perspective, a particular viewpoint, a particular methodology, philosophy, something that you have, even if it's something that has been heard before, but your unique way has to really be different, right? An example that I give all the time is Simon Sinek, right? John Maxwell forever has been the reigning king of, leadership coaching and leadership development. And out of nowhere, this young guy with glasses starts talking about leadership and everybody's like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever, right? Was Simon Sinek saying anything different per se, or was it something that was never covered before? Or did he have a unique way of saying it? Did he have a unique perspective, a unique methodology, framework, whatever you want to call it, philosophy that breathed, fresh air on an industry that, people thought that they had heard it all before? And so coaches are the same way. So many coaches, oh my goodness. I was on a call the other day where someone was like, well, I saw this one coach, she said you need social media. And I saw this other coach and she said you didn't, and I'm confused. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Whether you're using social media or you're not using social media, if you don't have a unique framework for what you have to offer and how you create transformation for your clients, none of it really matters, right? And so as I mentioned at the top of this video, I do have a coaching certification program that will not only teach you how to coach and certify you, right? We have an accredited coaching certification program, but in addition to that, we will not only teach you our methodology, but we will teach you how to create your own methodology based on the iconic insight that only you have and the transformation that only you can create, which again, makes you become a coach of one and truly helps you stand out from everyone else in the industry. So if you are interested in learning more about that, you can click the link below. There's a short video that you can watch that explains the entire process. And if you're so intrigued and you're like, sign me up, there's a button below that where you can sign up for a demo where someone on my enrollment team will walk you through the process. And if you want to enroll, as of this recording, we are enrolling for our next cohort. So go ahead and click the link below to learn more about that. But I hope this gave you some food for thought. If you're not getting what you're looking for out of social media, this is a common mistake that a lot of coaches make. Hopefully you won't be one of them. So if you love this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure you're definitely subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure you're following me on CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. That's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. I am verified. I know there's people trying to copy my account. I'll never misspell my own name, right? I only have one account. It's CourtneyLSanders. You can hop on over there and send me a message. Let me know what you thought about this video. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.